guys, so today I'm in with the incredible Mazz Murray, and we're going to talk a little bit about Chicago and about her career so far, and what a career. I mean, I loved you as Killer Queen.
Oh, great.
It's my favourite. And so what's been your favourite role to date?
Every job and every role has been significant, luckily, and they've arrived in my life at exactly the right time.
Okay.
So there's very few I've not enjoyed.
Yeah. Okay. So they've all been.
They've all offered something. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from the amazing songs of Killer Queen, my room at the Dominion was it was a suite. It was a pet.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But if you're talking with regards to the actual job, that's not how we grade what's a great job. we grade a great job is the room. For sure, and location.
Okay, so that's a top tip.
Where are you working near food wise?
Oh, that's a very
Yeah.
important. So Dominion, I guess, is quite there, isn't it? You've got loads of stuff there. For
Yeah,
food.
well, I was in the Dominion 2002, so it was just before it actually got redeveloped.
Oh.
So we were there through the entire redevelopment of that
right,
area.
okay.
So yes, by the time I left, it was
It was superb. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. But it was a great decade.
Yeah, it was an amazing time, and you know, for me, We Will Rock You, the whole sensation of that, and you know, the fact of the fans and everything.
Yeah.
How did that feel being in the cast?
Really epic, and I was 27 when I joined the show, and it was totally unexpected.
Right.
Because nothing like that show had ever been done before.
No.
There was no formula.
Yeah.
There was no, it was a massive risk on behalf of all the producers.
Yeah.
Because obviously our hands-on creators and producers were Queen.
Yeah.
And Ben Elton, and they'd never, Ben Elton had actually done a musical before, but Queen had never been involved in anything like that. So the disciplines and all of that. I remember saying to Brian a couple of weeks after we'd opened, we were doing back-to-backs on a Friday shows, which basically means as the curtain comes down on your first show, you get your half-hour call for the second one.
Oh my God.
And I remember we said to Brian, we just vocally, we just
yeah.
can't do it. He went, no, you're right, we won't do them. Now that is just an absolute window into something that would never happen in any other show ever. The producers would go, okay, Deliveroo.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it was a fabulous time.
Yeah.
Of total risk on their behalf. We'd been given our notice.
Yeah.
I think 3 weeks in,
wow.
We'd been given our notice, and then Brian had been invited to perform at Her Majesty's Jubilee.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I don't really want to perform unless my cast can come too, because we've just been given our notice and some of them are taking out mortgages thinking they've got a year's work, so I'm only going to perform if the cast can. And they said yes, and that's what when he did the iconic Playing on the Roof, and we all performed, and that was the turning point for the show. Wow. Because at that point, people that didn't want or hadn't gone to see We Will Rock You or didn't fancy or whatever suddenly got a little window into what it was, and we were all having absolutely the time of our lives, because at that point we thought, you know, we're unemployed in a week.
Yeah,
and
so we're going to
and it was total anarchy, and it was mayhem, and it was one of those amazing moments like we'd won the World Cup. You know, it was just euphoria, happiness, wonderful, and the public saw it, and the next day, box office.
Yeah,
that was it, and it was forever changed. The journey of that show. Yeah, because of that.
And I must admit, I saw it countless times, and you know, it just had that so much energy. Yeah. It was just every time you saw it, there was no doubt. There was not
it was
one.
So different. Yeah. So unbelievably different. A rock show had never been put into a musical. Yeah. Our sound rig, our lighting rig were that of an arena tour. So it was most peculiar to have your band behind you at the top. Yeah. All these things added to just a very, very different musical experience. Yeah. And up until that point, there had never really been a musical for the youth, you know, and they latched on to these couple of misfits that the story was around, and people identified with that. You know, kids identified with that.
Yeah.
And of course, We Will Rock You replaced such a massive hole that Freddie Mercury had left.
Yes.
And I feel that people could then go to visit him
and it was
by coming
almost,
to see us.
yeah, exactly. It was almost still being in touch with him once he'd gone.
Yeah.
So it's a huge phenomenon. And do you feel, because I certainly do, that it's opened the gateway to...
Totally.
To
really, we should say that, because I literally left a message on Brian's machine the other day, thanking him.
Yeah.
Because we audition a lot of times in our life, and you know, rarely and luckily sometimes people say, yes, I want you.
Yeah.
It's very rare that somebody says, yes, I want you, and they put you in a job that actually is such an amazing shop window.
Yeah.
And it really
Career
did give me career
yeah.
defining. Yeah. And at that point, you know, I didn't audition for Killer Queen.
No.
You know, I auditioned for the show.
Yes.
So I had no idea what was going to happen. And the way that it worked that day was, yes, come and join us. And they took a chance.
Yeah.
You know, a gut chance. It wasn't, they didn't read your CV, and you know, it was like, yeah, let's do this. And I'm forever grateful, because it really did set me up.
I can imagine. And the phenomenon continues, because we've heard about new tours and all sorts of things, doesn't it? So that's
wonderful.
Great.
Yeah.
So looking at Chicago.
Yes.
A huge, you know, a piece on strength and character. And, you know, not dissimilar, some traits to Killer Queen.
Very similar.
There are similar.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Except Killer Queen was in charge of the world.
Yeah.
And Mama Morton's in charge of a prison. But it's a female prison.
Well,
so
yeah,
there are similarities. It's also a lonesome character.
Yeah.
You know, you are quite isolated, which I love.
Yeah. Okay.
And I really enjoy. And a lot of people don't like that, because you're basically performing on your own, mainly. Whereas I love that.
So it's a power. I mean, it's a power piece, isn't it? Really, it's a power sort of.
Yes,
role.
and you can look at it two ways. You can look at it as you are totally self-reliant, which can be really overwhelming and daunting. Because if you go wrong, you can't blame anyone.
No.
But you can also, no one else is to blame. Nobody else can put you wrong.
No.
So, you know, pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
You're not reliant.
No. You're totally self-reliant on yourself.
So there's no pillow, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favourite song to sing, or your favourite number in the show?
Mine.
Obviously.
Well, no, actually, because I love Class as well. Class is fabulous.
Yeah.
And I'm currently singing it with Josephina Gabriel. It's
It's
wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, well, I love the music. I love Candor and Ebb. I love everything that they've done. I love the style. I love it.
Yeah.
So, it's wonderful. It's very stylised.
It is very stylised.
It's terrific.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Very. And it's very sophisticated as well. Very classy.
Yeah. And they write songs in my key, which is very handy.
That's very handy.
This could be extremely fortunate. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah.
So talking of that, I mean, obviously you're a recording artist as well in your own right as well.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about that. Can we see any new sort of stuff coming out? Or?
Oh, I hope so. I mean, I really utilised, when I left Mamma Mia a year ago, I really utilised that time, because I hadn't had that sort of time before to do it.
Yeah.
When I left We Will Rock You, I left We Will Rock You to have my family, to have children, and then once my little one was one, I was straight back into Mamma Mia. So when I finished, it was the first time that I actually could do something for myself. Yeah. And I absolutely adored it. I never used to enjoy recording.
Really?
No, because I always found it peculiar that no one clapped.
I must admit, I felt that. I went to.
So you do something, and they all go.
Yeah,
great.
I felt that yesterday. I felt that feeling yesterday when we were at pre-screening of Mamma Mia. Here we go again. And I wanted to clap after each number.
Yeah, and it doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't.
But it's the same with filming.
Yeah.
So you film a scene and everyone goes, lunch. And you're like, excuse me.
Where's my applause?
so that's. I never really enjoyed it, because you don't get any feedback.
Yeah.
You can't judge anything.
No.
You can hear an audience. You can instinctively feel an audience.
Yeah.
You can feel when they're too hot. When you just And
Oh,
when
if
you're in a
you're
recording
losing them.
environment,
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
a dipping,
you
yeah.
feel it. You can't feel it in a studio.
No.
It's totally down to you to create a vibe.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. I was really lucky that Julian Littman, who was accompanying me on guitar, he and I just vibed and we just did it very quickly actually. So
Yeah.
I really loved it.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
That's good.
It's
That's
great.
good.
So yes, I'm hopeful that there'll be more.
Brilliant. Look forward to it. Look
Yeah,
forward
thank
to it. Growing up, what sort of musical influences did you have growing up?
I was mad about Elvis.
Yeah.
I was mad about his 68 special, anything live.
Okay. So
And
it's
the
a live.
danger.
It was already that live
Yeah.
performance.
And the danger involved is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I know that audiences actually love it when they see that you're human
Yes.
and things don't go wrong,
Yeah.
but they, there's something very exciting and unique about that performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if there's a showstop, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you see people going, oh, no one else is, you know. and so I loved watching live performances. So Elvis was the first album that I had. I was a massive fan of George Michael. And then I would say as a vocalist, I became totally smitten with Elkie Brooks.
Oh really?
And I would
Okay.
listen to Elkie Brooks and her intonation, how she phrased things, and I loved Elkie. I love country music, massive Nashville influences. One of the first jobs I ever did, I was playing Patsy Cline, and I loved all of that as well. Really eclectic, really peculiar.
It sounds it.
If you have in my car, if you have it on, you know, when they just
You
pick
just
shuffle,
don't know what- yeah.
oh, it's absolutely
Random.
bizarre. Mad about Diana Krall.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm not jazz music per se,
No.
but I love easy listening.
Eclectic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Which leads me into my 3 topical questions, which are: if you could go back in time
Yeah.
to any period of history, when would you go back to and why? Would you go back to a sort of music inspired?
Where would I go back to? Probably the 40s and the 50s.
Okay.
Purely because the fashion was
Yeah.
sensational.
Yeah.
I'll leave the war bit out. And the big band and
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
So that
And the birth of rock and roll.
Yeah.
It was
So it's
happening
a
then.
very
Yeah, and it was a liberation, wasn't it,
Yeah.
really, of music? Because
Yeah.
it went from very regimented
Yeah.
to
Yeah, and people were
Very
feeling
quickly.
finding their feet and
Yeah.
finding their.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's great. And if you could have a superpower, thinking about Killer Queen, if you could have a superpower or be a superhero, what would you have and why?
See, a lot of people say invisible, but I'm just the least nosy person in the world. I'm totally uninterested in things like that. Probably to fly.
Yeah, yeah, that's a popular. Yeah,
Is
it's popular.
it?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
yeah, just to get somewhere. And
Yeah,
just
it's a time
Yeah,
saver,
it's a time
isn't it?
saver. And then also tying in with what we've discussed.
yeah.
You could invite 3 dinner guests to a dinner party. Who would you invite and why? Would they be music influenced?
But you mean like iconic?
Yeah,
people?
iconic.
Yes.
Yeah, dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
A little bit of singing there. we
Okay,
love
who
that.
would I? Oh gosh, that's really difficult. I would stay away from politics.
Yeah.
I would just stay away from it because I just wouldn't be able to eat my dinner.
No, we're getting
And
there
that's
for
far more
food.
important.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I would probably go for 3 massive stars. I would probably have Madonna,
Oh yes.
and I would probably have Beyonce,
Yeah.
and who else would I have? Michael Bolton.
Ooh, okay. So that brings in the sort of rocky sort of side.
They're a
things.
really peculiar selection,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Oh, but that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think they'd all get on as well, don't you reckon?
No.
No.
Not for a millisecond would they get on. No, Madonna, because she's just fascinating and,
Yeah,
and
she
unbelievable.
is, isn't she?
And Beyonce, because I've never seen talent like it
Yeah.
in a living soul. I mean,
Yeah.
that is exceptional.
Amazing.
And in every bracket. She looks wonderful. She sounds wonderful.
Yeah,
you know,
she does.
everything about her is spot on.
Star quality.
Yeah, yes. And Madonna just is a star.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she just is a star.
Yeah.
And Michael Bolton is one of my most famous favourite vocalists of all.
That's great. That's great. So, you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
My audience are very, very musical based.
Yeah.
Tell my audience why they should come and see Chicago.
They're very music based.
They are.
Because Chicago exhibits a fabulous era in history in Chicago. If you are a lover of music, Kander and Ebb capture the soul of Chicago around this period, using, in our show in particular, one of the finest live bands you will ever see. I mean, these guys are all regulars of Ronnie Scott, and I mean, they are top of their game. First class musicians. That, above anything, is worth the ticket price alone.
There you go. So you have it.
Even to hear the overture.
True, it's true. So you need to book your tickets and come and see Mazz and the incredible cast that are in Chicago. And they're booking now until the 5th of January 2019. So,
Hurrah!
So do come and see and book to see. Thank you so
See you
much for your
soon.
time,
Thank you
Mazz.
so much.
Take
Lovely.
care.
Thank
Bye.
you.